I don't care that from my beating I have eaten well, I've dined well, and this evening I shall sup still better. And as long as I can serve two masters, there's this at least that I draw double wages. And now, what's to be done? Master number one is out of doors. Master number two is fast asleep. Why, it's just the moment to give those clothes an airing. Take them out of the trunks and see if there's anything wants doing. Here are the keys. This room will do nicely. I'll get the trunks out and make a proper job of it. I must have someone to help me, though. Waiter, what do you want? I want you to lend a hand to bring some trunks out of these rooms to give the clothes an airing. Go and help him. Come along, and I'll give you a good handful of what my masters gave me. He look like a rare and good servant, quick, ready, and most attentive. But I warrant he has his faults somewhere. I've been a servant myself, and I know the ropes. Nobody does anything just for love. Whatever they do, either they are robbing their masters or they are throwing dust in their eyes. Gently, let's put it down here. Either he's a real first-rate fellow, or he's a real knave. I never saw anybody wait on two gentlemen at once like that. I shall keep my eyes open. Maybe under the pretense of waiting on two gentlemen at once, he means to rob them both. And we'll put this one here. There. You can run along now if you like. I don't want anything more. Go on, off with you to the kitchen. Can I help you? No, thank you. I can do work myself. I must say you are a giant for work. It's a marvel to me how you get through it all. Now I'm going to do my work properly in peace and quiet with no one to worry me. Now, which key is this, I wonder? Which trunk does it fit? Let's try. I guessed right at once. I'm the cleverest man on earth, and this other will open t'other trunk. Now they are both open. Let's take everything out. I'll just see if there's anything in the pockets. You never know. Sometimes they leave biscuits or sweets in them. My word, what a pretty picture. There's a handsome man. Who can it be? A queer thing. I seem to know him, but yet I can't remember. He is just the least little bit like any of my other master. But no, he never wears clothes like that, or nor that wig neither. Truffaldino! Oh, plague take him. He has woken up. If the devil tempts him to come out and he sees this other trunk, he'll want to know quick, quick. I'll lock it up and say I don't know whose it is. Truffaldino! Coming, sir. I must put these things away first, but I can't remember which trunk this coat came from, nor these papers, neither. Come here, I say, or must I fetch a stick to you? In a minute, sir. Quick, before he comes, I'll put all straight when he gets out. What the devil are you doing? Pray, sir, didn't you tell me to give you your clothes an airing? I was just about to do it here. And this other trunk, whose is that? I couldn't say, sir. It will belong to some other gentleman. Give me my black coat. Very good, sir. What is this? Oh, Lord, I've made a mistake. I ought to have put it into the other gentleman's pocket. 'Tis the color made me go wrong. Heavens! There can be no mistake. This is my own portrait, the one I gave to my beloved Beatrice. Tell me, however did this portrait come to be in the pocket of my coat? It wasn't there before. Now, what's the answer to this? I don't know. Let me think. Come on, out with it. Answer me. How did this portrait come to be in my pocket? Sir, be kind and forgive me for taking a liberty. The portrait belongs to me, and I hid it there for safety, for fear I might lose it. How did you come by this portrait? My master left it to me. Left it to you? Yes, sir, I had a master who died, and he left me a few trifles which I sold, all except this portrait, sir. Great heavens, and how long is it since this master of yours died? It will be just about a week ago, sir. I say the first thing that comes into my head. What was your master's name? I do not know, sir. He lived incognito. Incognito? How long were you in his service? Only a short time, sir, 10 or 12 days. Heavens, more and more do I fear that it was Beatrice. She escaped in man's dress. She concealed her name. Oh, wretched me, if it be true. As he believes it all, I may as well go on with the fairy tale. Tell me, what was your master? Was your master young? Yes, sir, quite a young gentleman. Without a beard? Without a beard, sir. 'Twas she, doubtless. I hope I'm not in for another thrashing. At least you know where your late master came from. I did know, sir, but I can't know. Now call it to mind. Was he from Turin? Turin it was, sir. Every word he speaks is a sword thrust in my heart. Tell me again, this young gentleman from Turin, is he really dead? He is dead indeed, sir. Of what did he die? He met with an accident, and that was the end of him. That seems to be the best way out. Where was he buried? I wasn't ready for that one. He wasn't buried, sir. What? No, sir. Another servant from the same place got permission to have him put into a coffin and sent home, sir. And was it by any chance the same servant who got you to fetch his letters for him from the post this morning? Exactly so, sir. It was Pasquale. Then all hope is lost. Beatrice is dead, unhappy Beatrice. The discomforts of the journey and the tortures of her heart must have killed her. Oh, I can no longer endure the agony of my grief. That portrait has touched him in the guts. He must have known the gentleman. Well, I had better take the trunks back to the rooms again, or I shall be in for more trouble of the same sort. Oh dear, here comes my other master. I assure you, Signor Pantalone, the last consignment of mirrors and wax candles has been put down twice over. Maybe my young men have made a mistake. We'll go through the books again, and then we shall find out exactly how things stand. I, too, have a list copied from my own books. We will compare them. Perhaps they may decide the point either in your favor or mine. Truffaldino. Yes, sir. Have you the key of my trunk? Yes, sir, here it is. Why have you brought my trunk in here? To air your clothes, sir. Have you aired them? I have, sir. Open the trunk and give me. Whose is that other trunk? It belongs to another gentleman who has just come. Give me the memorandum book which you will find there. Yes, sir. Lord help me this time. As I say, they may have made a mistake, of course. If there's a mistake, you will not have to pay. We may find that all is in order. We shall see. Is this the book, sir? I expect so. No, this is not it. Whose is this book? I have done it now. These are two letters which I wrote to Florindo. Alas, these notes, these accounts, belong to him. I tremble. I am in a cold sweat. I know not where I am. What ails you, Signor Federigo? Are you unwell? 'Tis nothing. Truffaldino, how does this book come to be in my trunk? It is not mine. I hardly know, sir. Come out with it. Tell me the truth. I ask your pardon for the liberty I took, sir, putting the book into your trunk. It belongs to me, and I put it there for safety. That was a good enough story for the other gentleman. I hope 'twill do for this one, too. The book is your own, you say, and you gave it to me instead of mine without noticing. He's much too clever. I'll tell you, sir. I have only had the book a very short time, so I did not recognize it at once. And how came you by this book? I was in service with a gentleman at Venice, and he died and left the book to me. How long ago? I don't remember exactly, 10 or 12 days. How can that be when I met you at Verona? I had just come away from Venice on account of my poor master's death. Alas for me. Your master was his name Florindo? Yes, sir, Florindo. And his family name Oratuzzi. That was it, sir, Oratuzzi. And you are sure he is dead? As sure as I stand here. And what did he die? Where was he buried? He tumbled into the canal and was drowned and never seen again. Oh, wretched that I am. Florindo is dead. My beloved is dead. My one and only hope is dead. All is lost. Love's stratagems are fruitless. I leave my home, I leave my relatives, I dress as a man, I confront danger. I hazard my very life, all for Florindo, and Florindo is dead. Unhappy Beatrice, was the loss of my brother so little to me that, well, that fate must make me lose my lover as well. Oh, grief overwhelms me. I can no longer bear the light of day. My adored one, my beloved, I will follow you to the tomb. Truffaldino, Signor Pantalone. A woman, a female, most extraordinary. Who'd have thought it? I'm struck all of a heap. You might knock me down with a feather. I shall go straight home and tell my daughter. Seems I am not the servant of two masters, but a master of a myth and a mistress. This doddering old villain Pantalone sticks in my gizzard. The more I think about him, the more I abominate him. Good day, my dear doctor, your servant. I'm surprised that you have the effrontery to address me. I have news for you, Dina. Do you know, you are going to tell me that the marriage has already been performed. I care not a fig if it is. The whole story is untrue. Let me speak. Take you. Speak on, then pox on you. I should like to give him a good doctoring with my fists. My daughter shall marry your son whenever you please. I'm vastly obliged to you. Pray do not put yourself to inconvenience. My son is not prepared to stomach that, so you may give her to the Turin gentleman. If you knew who the Turin gentleman is, you would say differently. He may be he who will. Your daughter has been seen with him at Hocti Sufficit. But 'tis not true that he is. I will not hear another word. If you would hear me, 'twill be the worse for you. We shall see for whom it will be for the worse. My daughter is a girl of unblemished reputation. The devil take you. The devil take you, sir. You're a disreputable old villain. Damn you, he is more like a beast than a man. Why, how could I ever tell him that the man was a woman? Not a bit of it. He wouldn't let me speak, but here comes that young lout of a son of his. Now I shall be in for more impertinence. There is Pantaloon. I should like to run a sword through his paunch. Signor Salvio, if you will give me leave, I should like to give you a piece of good news, if you will condescend to allow me to speak and not behave like that windmill of a father of yours. With that, what have you say to me? Pray speak, sir. You must know, sir, that the marriage of my daughter to Signor Federigo has come to nothing. Indeed, do not deceive me. Tis true indeed, and if you are still of your former mind, my daughter is ready to give her maid her hand. Oh heavens, you bring me back from death to life. Well, he is not quite such a bear as his father. But heavens, how can I clasp to my bosom her who has for so long been the bride of another? To cut a long story short, Federico Risponi has turned into Beatrice, his sister. What? I do not understand you. Then you are very thick-headed. The person whom we thought to be Federigo has been discovered to be Beatrice. Dressed as a man. Dressed as a man. At least I understand. About time you did. How did it happen? Tell me. Let us go to my house. My daughter knows nothing of it. I need only tell the story once to satisfy you both. I will come, sir, and I most humbly beg your forgiveness for having allowed myself to be transported by passion. 'Twas a mere nothing. I appreciate your feelings. I know what love is. Now, my dear boy, come along with me. Who is happier than I am? What heart could be more contented? Stop. Stop. For pity's sake, let me go. This is madness. Go to the devil. You shall not hinder me. What do I see? Florindo. Beatrice. Are you alive? Are you two living? Oh, destiny. Oh, my adored one. You had better mop up the blood. We don't want a mess here. Anyway, I'll pick up the weapons, and I shall not give them back again. We brought you to attempt such an act of madness. The false news of your death. Who told you that I was dead? My servant. And mine gave me to believe that you were dead, and I, too, carried away by the same agony of grief, intended to take my life. It was this book caused me to believe the story. That book was in my trunk. How came it into your hands? Ah, now I know, by the same means, no doubt, as the portrait I found in my coat pocket. Here it is, the one I gave you at Turin. Those rascally servants of ours. Heaven only knows what they have been up to. Where are they, I wonder? Nowhere to be seen. Let us find them and confront them. Oh, there is nobody there. Did you call, sir? Where are servants? I don't know, sir. Shall I send to look for them? Find them at once, if you can, and send them to us here. For myself, I only know one of them. I will ask the waiters. They will know them both. I congratulate you, sir. And, madam, on having made such a satisfactory end of yourselves, if you want to get yourselves buried, you must try some other establishment. That's more than we can undertake. Your servant, madam, and sir. Then you, too, are lodged in this inn. I arrived this morning. I, too, this morning, and yet we never saw each other. Fate has been pleased to torment us a little. Tell me, your brother Federigo, is he dead? Have you any doubt he died on the spot? I was told he was alive and here in Venice. It was I who traveled in his name and in these clothes to follow me. I know, my dearest. I read it in a letter from your servant at Turin. How came it into your hands? My servant gave it to me by mistake, and seeing it was addressed to you, I could not help opening it. I suppose a lover's curiosity is always legitimate. But where are these servants of ours? Ah, here is one. He looks like the worst knave of the two. I think you are not far wrong. Come here, don't be frightened. We shall do you no harm. I still remember the threshing. We found this one. If we can find the other, we will bring him. Yes, we must have them both here together. Do you know the other? Not I. We'll ask in the kitchen. Someone there will know him. If he had been there, I should have known him too. Come now, tell us what happened about that changing of the portrait and the book, and why you and that other rascal conspired to drive us distracted. Hush. Pray, sir, a word with you in private. I will tell you everything directly. You must know, sir, I am not to blame for anything that has happened. It's all Pasquale's fault, the servant of that lady there. It was he mixed up the things and put into one trunk what belonged to the other without my knowledge. The poor man begged and prayed me to take the blame, for fear his master should send him away. As I am a kind-hearted fellow that would let him himself be drawn and quartered for his friends, I made up all these stories to see if I could help him. I never dreamed it was a portrait of you, or that you would be so much upset at hearing of the death of the owner. Now I have told you the whole truth, sir, as an honest man and a faithful servant. It's a very long story he is telling. I am curious to know what the mystery is about. And the man who got you to fetch that letter from the post was the servant of Signora Beatrice. Yes, sir, that was Pasquale. And why conceal from me a fact I so urgently desire to know? He begged me not to tell anyone, sir. Who? Pasquale. Why didn't you obey your master? For the love of Pasquale. You and Pasquale deserve a sound thrashing together. In that case, I should get both. Have you not yet finished this long cross-examination? This fellow has been telling me. For the love of heaven, your honor, do not say it was Pasquale. I'd rather you told the lady it was me. You can give me a beating if you like, but don't let any trouble come to Pasquale. Are you so devoted a friend to Pasquale? I love him as if he were my very own self. I am going to the lady, and am going to tell her that it was all my fault. She may scold me as she pleases and do what she will to me, but I will protect Pasquale. Well, he's certainly a very loyal and affectionate character. Here I am, madam. What is all this long story you've been telling, Signor Florindo? You must know, madam, that that gentleman has a servant called Pasquale. He is the most errant but naughty in the world. It was he made all that mess of things, but because the poor man was afraid his master would send him away. I made up all the story about the book and the master who was dead and drowned, and all the rest of it. Just now I've been telling Signor Florindo that I was the cause of it all. But why accuse yourself of faults which you have never committed? Madam, 'tis all for the love I bear Pasquale. It seems a very long business. Dear madam, I beg of you, don't get him into trouble. Whom? Pasquale. Pasquale and you are a pretty pair of rascals. I fear I'm the only one. Come, that's enough, Signora Beatrice. Our servants certainly deserve to be punished, but in consideration of our own great happiness, we surely may forgive what is past. True, but your servant. For the love of heaven, don't mention Pasquale. I must go and call upon Signor Pantalone de Bisognos. Will you accompany me? I would do so with pleasure, but I have to wait here and see my banker. I will come later if you are in haste. I must go at once. I shall expect you at Signor Pantalone's, and shall stay there till you come. I don't know where he lives. I know, sir, and I show you the way. Very well, and now I must go to my room and tidy myself up. Very good, madam. I'm at your service directly. Dear Florinda, what torments have I not endured for love of you? Mine have been no less. Sir Pasquale is not here, and Signora Beatrice has no one to help her dress. Will you give me leave to wait upon her instead of Pasquale? Yes, by all means, wait upon her with diligence. I am delighted. For invention, for promptness, and for intrigue, I will challenge the Attorney General. What strange things have happened in the course of this one day. Tears, lamentations, and anguish, and then at last consolation and happiness. From tears to laughter is a happy step, which makes us forget our agonies, but when we pass from pleasure to pain, the change is even yet more acutely perceptible. Here I am! Have I not been quick? When will you change these clothes? Do I not look well in them? I long to see you in a woman's dress. Your beauty is not to be so completely disguised. Well, I shall expect you at Signor Pantalone's. Make Truffaldino show you the way. I must wait for the banker. If he does not come, soon another time will do. Show me your love and your anxiety to attend me. Do you wish me to stay and wait upon this gentleman? Yes, you will show him the way to Signor Pantalone's. Yes, madam, certainly, as Pasquale is not here. Wait upon him. I shall be pleased indeed. I love him more than my very self. The fellow's nowhere to be seen. His master wants to dress, and he goes out on his own, and is nowhere to be found. Of whom are you speaking? Of Pasquale. Love him. He is a good friend of mine, but he's a lazy dog. I am a servant with to come and dress my wig. The banker will be here directly. Please, your honor, I hear your honor has to go to see your pantaloons. Yes, what then? I want to ask a favor of you. Will you deserve it after all you have done? If there's been any trouble, you know, sir, 'tis all the fault of Pasquale. But where on earth is this cursed Pasquale? Can't one see him? He'll come, the knave, and so, sir, I want to ask you this favor. What do you want? You see, sir, I'm in love too. In love? Yes, sir, and my young woman is maid-servant to Signor Pantalone. And it would be very kind if your honor. How do I come into it? I won't say, sir, that you come into it, but I being your servant, you might say a word for me to Signor Pantalone. We must see first whether the girl wants you. The girl wants me no mistake. All I want is a word to Signor Pantalone. I beg you, sir, of your charity. Certainly I will speak for you. But how can you keep a wife? I shall do what I can. I shall ask for help from Pasquale. You had better ask help from someone with more sense. If I don't show sense this time, I shall never show it again. Come, Clarice, pull yourself together. You see that Senor Silvio has repented and asked your forgiveness. If he acted foolishly, it was all for love of you. I've forgiven him his extravagance as you ought to forgive him too. Measure my agony by your own, Signora Clarice. Rest assured that I most truly love you, since 'twas the fear of losing you that rendered me distracted. Heaven desires our happiness. Do not be ungrateful for the blessings of Providence. Do not let the idea of revenge spoil the most beautiful day of your life. I join my prayers to those of my son. Signora Clarice, my dear daughter-in-law, have pity on the poor young man. He nearly went out of his mind. Come, dear madam, what would you? Men are all cruel to us, some more, some less. They demand the most absolute fidelity. In the least shadow of suspicion, they bully us, ill-treat us, and are like to murder us. But you have got to marry one or another of them some day, so I say to you as one says to sick people, since you have got to take your nasty medicine, take it. There. Do you hear that? Smeradina calls matrimony medicine. You must not think it is poison. We must try to cheer her up. Certainly 'tis not poison, nor even nasty medicine. Matrimony is a lollipop, a jujube, a lozenge. But dear Clarice, won't you say a word? I know I deserve to be punished by you, but of your mercy, punish me without words, rather than with silence. Behold me at your feet. Have pity upon me. Strike while the iron is hot. A sigh is like lightning. It promises rainfall. If I could think that you desired my blood to avenge my supposed cruelty, I give it to you with all my heart. O God, instead of the blood of my veins, accept, I beg you, that which gushes from my eyes. Bravo, bravo, was said. Capital, capital. Cruel. She's done to a turn. Here, come up with her, you. Stands over there. Stand over there. And you come here too, madam. Now join your hands together again and make peace. So no more tears, be happy, no more nonsense, and heaven bless you both. There, 'tis done. 'Tis done, 'tis done. Oh, Signor Clarice, for pity's sake. Ungrateful, dearest, inhuman, beloved monster, angel, going, forgive me for the love of heaven. I forgive you. Go on. Come, Silvio, she has forgiven you. The patient is ready. Give her her medicine. By your leave, sir, may I come in? Pray come in, good friend. Rigella, 'twas you, was it not? They told me all these pretty stories. Who assured me that the party was Signor Federico? Eh, my dear sir, who would not have been deceived? They were twin brother and sister, as like as two peas. In these clothes I would have wagered my head that it was he. Enough, that's all done with. What is the news? Signora Beatrice is here and desires to pay her respects. Let her come in. She is most welcome. Oh, Signora Beatrice, I am happy to think that her troubles are over. You are sorry for her. I am indeed. And for me. Oh, cruel. You hear his loving words. My son has a way with him. My daughter, poor dear child, has a very good heart. Yes, they will both of them do their duty by each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to ask your pardon and forgiveness, that you should, on my account, have been put to convenience. Now, my dear, come to me. How now? What? I should not even embrace a woman. 'Tis those clothes again. Well, Signora Beatrice, I must say, for a young woman of your age, you have a wonderful courage. Too much spirit, madam. Love makes one do great things. You have found your young gentleman at last. This way here. Yes, heaven has made us happy. Nice reputation you have made yourself. Sir, you have no business with my affairs. Sir, I beg you, let everyone do as they will. Do not be so put out about it. Now that I am happy, I want all the world to be happy too. Is anyone else going to be married? Let them all be married. What about me, sir? Whom are you going to marry? First man that comes along, sir. Find him then. Here am I. You, what for? To give her a wedding present. That is no affair of yours. She's afraid everybody will eat him. She likes the taste of him, I see. My respects to the company. Where's Signor Florindo? He is here and would like to come in, by your leave. Signor Pantalone, will you give Signor Florindo leave? Is that your young gentleman? He's going to marry me. Shall be pleased to meet him. Show him in. Young woman, my respects to you. Pleased to see you, my little darky. We'll have a talk. What about? Are you willing? Why not? We'll have a talk. Madam, with the company's leave, I want a favor of you. What is it?